Canadians lose Game 5 of the CCHL Bogard Cup first round against Smith Falls in 5 games, and they are eliminated from the playoffs. It was a good series and a good game. Carleton Place and Smith Falls played a good Game 5 there. Smith Falls had the edge. They had a good start. But 50 seconds in the game, Matteo DeCipio scored his third. Bill Gurgon and Derek Hamilton with the assists. And that was an even strength goal at 50 seconds, and that was a good start. But the lead didn't last long. Riley Thompson, his third by Sean James and Ty Campbell at 2:47 to tie the game up. So Carleton Place, 2 minutes later, Smith Falls tied the game. And then almost 10 minutes in, Riley Thompson, his second of the game, his fourth of the playoffs, by Sean James and Seamus Stevenson at 9:08. And that was 2-1 at the time, halfway through the first period. Smith Falls was playing good. Chambers played another good game. Like, it could have been easily 4 or 5, like 1 after the first period, but Chambers kept them in. I think Carleton Place was playing a good game. They were playing because they were down 3-1, and they were trying to go back to Carleton Place for Game 6. But 2-1, and the first period there, and 15-5. Smith Falls was playing really good. Carleton Place, I find they were playing a little bit defensive, but they were shooting there. And then penalties was Aiden Cooper. He got 2 minutes for slashing. And Sean James, 2 minutes for slashing. Second period, no scoring in the second. It was a tightly defensive second period. Both goalies were playing really well. Carleton Place had no penalties, but Smith Falls had 2. Finnegan Kilmurray for slashing at 8:18, and then at the end of the second, Isaac Barat for roughing 2 minutes at 19:24, and no scoring in the second. Carleton Place had I think they played a good second period. They were trying to get tied up, and they just their goalie over there for Smith Falls, he's a really good goalie. Will McAvoy there. He's a pretty good goalie. I watched him against Carleton Place all year, and he was a good goalie. And the shots were 12-10 for Smith Falls. Carleton Place had a better second period. They just couldn't beat the goalie. And penalties were for Smith Falls. They had 2 penalties there. So, yeah. And then in the third period, 1:05 in, Derek Hamilton, his first of the playoffs and his last season with Carleton Place. He had a good season. Matteo DeCipio and Bill Gurgon scored at 1:05, and it was a power play goal. But not that much. Minute and a half later, Alec Hamady got his second of the playoffs. Finnegan Kilmurray and Thomas Gangle. And 5 minutes later after that, at 8:55, Riley Thompson, his 5th. Hunter Brown, Ty Campbell, power play goal. And then 2 minutes after that, Bill Gurgon by Dylan Pollack and Noah Konok-Varga. Hopefully I'm saying his name right, Noah. That was 11:57. And then 5 minutes later, Connor Ryan is second by Hunter Brown and Isaac Barak at 16:54, even strength. And 19:14, last minute of the third period, Carleton Place down by 2. Derek Hamilton scored his second by Matteo DeCipio and Brandon Walker. And to make it 5-4, and that was the last minute. And Carleton Place made a close game, but they just couldn't finish it. I think they played a really good game. They stayed out of the box. They only got 2 penalties. They didn't give up much in the third. They were playing really good in the third. They really pressured. They tried to get the lead in the third, but those 3 goals in the third, that power play by Riley Thompson to make it 4-2, put the game away for Smith Falls, and and they just couldn't come back. They tried to come back. They were down by 3, and they made it a 1-goal game, and they just didn't have enough time. Smith Falls played a good series, and all that, but the third period was just all Carleton plays. 21-7 shots, 36-34 total shots for Carleton Place. So they really played a good third period. Carleton Place. They just couldn't beat the goalie. This was probably one of their best games of the series besides game 2. They were playing really good. They stayed up. They only had 2 penalties, and they killed them both. And they didn't kill. No, they killed one. They were 1 for 2 on the penalty kill, but they played really good. And yeah, we have a lot of graduating players for Carleton Place. Derek Hamilton's retired, going to Kingston next year. Who else? Brendan Walker, he's going. And there's a few players, I'll have to look it up, but there's about 5 or 6 players retiring. I gotta look up their names, but who's retiring. But it was a good season. Unexpected, playoff appearance this year. We were not supposed to make it this year, but we made it, and we had a good run. I was hoping we would have beat Smith Falls and played Renfrew in the next round, because they won their series against Hawkesbury. So hopefully we could have another good season, make the playoffs, maybe go to the second round, maybe the finals, win it, maybe go to the Centennial Cup. So good season by Carleton Place, nothing to be ashamed about. Really good season by a lot of the players, especially Derek Hamilton, a career year. He had about 74 points. Really good season. He had a 19-point game streak there halfway through the season. So yeah, he's one of our good players this year. Just sad to see him go, but he's going to Kingston. So hope you guys like the video. I'll be try to do a lot of games next year, and I'll be doing the DJing a lot on the Sunday games, so I'll be able to do more of the reviews after the Sunday games more than the weekdays. So I'll see you guys later.